Alola, everybody. Good evening. And welcome to the 39th Foreverlocke finale. We're in Pokemon Shining Pearl, our fourth time in Gen 8, our second time in Gen 8 Sinnoh. Going down it was scary, it was hard. Only 2 deaths, surprisingly. But I do have to remember I was still supposed to use X items at the time. I don't this time. So I expected quite a few deaths, and then build the team as we go along and maybe use something like Darkrai or Dialga or something that is way higher than level 60 that I have in the box once we get to the League and Cynthia. Except nothing died without X items. Pachirisu is not that great. Graveler's nice. Baneri, nah. Chimchar has been useful in a few specific fights against some grass types, but they can't really handle the Torterra that the rival had anymore. Rival must have been confused. I started with Piplup, then second rival fight, he sends out his Piplup, and I'm like, no, he sends it his Turtwig. I have Chimchar. Yeah, this Chimchar came from Legends Arceus. So this is the squad we're using. With Cynthia's Ace being at level 66, our level's looking pretty good. We don't have a Focus Sash. We don't have a very clear answer to Garchomp. We have 2 things with Ice Beam. The thing is, Baneri isn't exactly strong, and Psycho Soldier has about 40 base speed less than a Garchomp, so I expect Garchomp will still outspeed. Especially considering in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, apparently all of Cynthia's Pokemon, perhaps also others, but it is confirmed Cynthia's Pokemon have full EVs, and perfect or near perfect IVs as well. And they all have useful items. So, yeah. Except against Flint, so the 34 member, I have a strategy with Pinky the Blissey. Pinky the Blissey, on her own, beat the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th gym leaders. On her own. With a strategy that I came up with around Gym 3-ish. It had minimizing Calm Mind for a little while, once it became Blissey. Took a while to get an Oval Stone to even become a Chansey. But now that it has Substitute, and then the final move can be Flamethrower, can be Dazzling Gleam, can be Psychic, it swaps pretty much every major fight. Squirrel, I don't expect to use it too much, but I have it as a backup. I think I'm going to take the choice specs off against Lucian, so that I can use Light Screen and then U-turn maybe the turn after. Golden Girl is going to be key against Flint, because Flint's Inferno has a Focus Sash. So Golden Girl, both with Sturdy and with Stealth Rock, is going to be helpful against that. For the rest, Pinky's going to do a lot of it, Psycho Sausage a bit against Flint. And then Psycho Sausage and Golden Girl Flint, and Pinky the Blissey does the rest. That's the plan. Also, for those that aren't in my Discord, I did mention early on this morning I was not feeling good. Did not sleep well because of really bad hay fever last night. I feel good enough to stream right now and do the finale. I'm excited to do it. But I will probably talk less, be less excited, have less energy due to the fact that I'm ill. Pretty sure we are healed already. Yeah, we're good. Actually, I never had my Pokemon walk with me the entire play, but let's walk with Pinky, considering how great Pinky's been. How do you feel about this challenge? I'm gonna try and find the push message again, purely for a screenshot. Maybe there's like 10 different messages that could come up. me the push one again. Roar! Roar, Blizzard! Come on. I'm gonna do 5 more. Staring at your face. Yeah, sure. There's Eager. Bunyai. No, I'm gonna just have to... Oh, this is already more than 5. I'll just have to take it from... take it from the VOD. With this awkward setup, there's one thing I forgot to do. Setting up the info like this. Okay. I'm ready, I think. Did I get the rest of my floor stores? I might be able to buy a few more. Yeah, let's buy a few more floor stores while I'm here. We'll heal 4. Get some full heals. And then the rest of the full resource. And then 1 hyper potion. 2 potions because why not? Let's do this thing. You're still soft resetting for Dialga? You going for shiny Dialga? Alright, yeah, the power that brought me here was barely ever use Blissey because of how physically frail it is. But then the moment I fight a gym leader and I can set up against their lead, which has been the case for the last 4, I use Blissey. It's still a bit of a luck-based strategy, but mostly it's... Hello! Welcome to the Pokemon League. I'm Aaron of the Elite Four. It's good to meet you. Oh, I should explain. I'm a huge fan of bug Pokemon. Bug Pokemon are nasty, mean, and yet they're beautiful too. Would you like to know why I take on challengers here in this room? It's because I want to become perfect, just like my bug Pokemon. Okay, let me take you on. I love my outfit. Decided to go with a different outfit than in Green Diamond. Please tell me you are going to use Chimchar. The plan is actually to only use Empoleon, Blissey, and Graveler the entire E4. I can definitely use Chimchar here, and I like any 4 challenges to use every Pokemon at least once. But there are ways that I can be played very safe, and this game is really scary. This is probably one of the hardest games in the Foreverlocke. Somehow I have no death though. Actually, have I had deathless runs in Sinnoh? I've had it in Gen 4 until Silver. Pearl, I had 1 death pre-4. I chose to have a death to replace Golem with Gastrodon, so I even had a chance against Bertha and Cynthia, because otherwise I didn't think I would make it. Platinum, I had so many deaths. Haven't done Diamond yet. Haven't done Brilliant Diamond. I had 2 deaths there. 1 against Jupiter, 1 against Bertha. Also, this is Blissey strats. Substitute usually turn 1, sometimes minimize. Once Substitute is up, minimize 3 times to get a max evasiveness. Substitute the moment Substitute is done. Then Calm Mind to maximum, then Sweep. And then every time Substitute is down, Substitute. Dustox focuses on status with Toxic. Doesn't hurt me, I have a Substitute. Light Screen doesn't affect me, I'm not attacking it. Bug Buzz is not going to do much to me anyway, because I'm a special defense that's going to even deal more. Now later on, if they have physical attackers such as Heracross with Brick Break, which is super scary, especially ones that has Guts and Flame Orb. However, for Heracross to even take me out, one, it has to be faster than me, which not all Pokemon are. I think Heracross might be. But it needs to then hit through evasiveness to break the substitute, which is already a low chance because evasiveness. And then, assuming it goes first, meaning I can't then immediately replace the substitute, it needs to hit through the evasiveness again to damage me before I set up the substitute again. So that is the scariest thing. Pokemon that are faster than me, they hit hard physically, especially stuff like Heracross. So they hit more on the physical side. No, I shouldn't have flamethrower yet. I need to set up first. Just like has good defenses. I don't have great stats yet. We're fine. Now they're gonna heal, so this is gonna take a bit longer because of their Black Sludge. My mistake. Hi Manny, nice to see you. Got a light screen world. Oh yeah, that I guess affects things as well. But I'm gonna just set up Calm Mind because it's safe to do so, might as well. Their special moves are going to deal even less damage. But this is mostly so that I can hit hard with whatever move I've chosen. The first battle is Flamethrower, because well, 4 of them are weak to fire. Second battle, it'll be Grass Knots. Third battle, I'm not sure what I'll put on yet. I don't want to put on Thunderbolt Steel if it's just that. I don't want to put on Shadow Ball, because Lopunny doesn't get hit by that. I think I decided I'm putting a Psychic on, even though I don't expect to use Blissey. Fight 4, I would want to do Shadow Ball against Lucian, but they have a Giraffe Rig, and if I want to sweep with Blissey, I need to be able to hit the Giraffe Rig. Alola. Hi. So I'm probably going to go with Flamethrower for the 4 fights. Might be a 2-hit KO on 1 or 2 of the Pokemon, but I will have 6 Calm Minds up, so 4 times special attack effectively. And Blissey's special attack stat is kind of nice. Chansey has this 105 special in Gen 1, and that's why I'm using Chansey in Gen 1 for sure. Gen 2, I think its special attack went down to 35? But because Blissey's HP doesn't go up by much, the special defense goes up a decent bit, and then special attack becomes 75. So even though it's still better at doing stally stuff and healing and supporting, 75 base special attacks, that's still pretty good. It's a lot higher than Pachirisu's 45 base special attack. Pachirisu's only kind of good because it had Thunderbolt from the start because of TM I taught it back in Brilliant Diamond. And then it has choice specs. It's had choice specs from pretty much the start. Yeah, it's nice music, isn't it, Manny? I'll keep it a bit quiet now just to save my voice, because I can already feel my throat not being too nice. Me having to sneeze so much because of hay fever. Yeah, my throat's not appreciative of that. Six maximum. With 6 Calm Mind, it's 1 +1 special attack and +1 special defense with each use of Calm Mind. I think they lowered my special defense 1 or 2 times. But I'm not too bothered by that considering my special defense is already super high. So 6 special defense, I can just keep count by looking at the amount of power points I have left. I start with 20, so I should be at 14, which I believe now hits me at maximum. Unfortunately, I can't check the stats while in battle here. I think that was introduced in Gen 7, but it wasn't in this. There's no, like, press Y is usually here, or R, or L, nothing. You can check move info, but you can't check the stats with stat changes, unfortunately. I know that was in Gen 7. Not sure if it was in Gen 6. I think it was introduced in Gen 7. Sword and Shield must have it, and Scarlet Violet have it. You can't check it here. But I know I can keep track of it just by power points. Okay, so the idea is I just use Flamethrower 4 times now in 1. They only have 1 Pokemon that isn't weak to fire, but I do have 4 times special attack. a dangerous one. Let's see if they go before me. I expect to just take them out immediately, even if they go before me and they hit through 6 stages of evasiveness to break the substitute. I should still take them out and be able to just set it up against the next one. But then it's... I was kind of expecting you to play PBR. I was surprised to play BDSP. Well, for the Foreverlocke, Wednesday is normally my Foreverlocke day. Did I ever explain what the Foreverlocke really entails to you? I forgot to put it in the... I keep forgetting to put a command so you can just do exclamation mark Foreverlocke for the explanation. But after this fight, I'll find the Foreverlocke explanation video to make it clear for everyone that wants to know in detail what it's about. Yeah, but in short, Foreverlocke, the goal is to get every species of Pokemon, so that's each individual evolutionary stage and regional forms come separate, get them into the Hall of Fame in a Nuzlocke setting. 3 of your team members must be able to evolve, and one of them must be able to evolve twice. So Baneri, Graveler, Chimchar are those 1Xs and 2Xs, as I call them. 1X can still evolve once, 2X can still evolve twice, and is not allowed to evolve from there. And then you have the URs, the unrestricted, the 3 Pokemon that can just be whatever. It could be Caterpie and Weedle and Chimchar and Pidgey. But preferably you want Pokemon that are fully evolved or have no evolutions, like Luftisk or Pachirisu. Because you want the good stats. Sometimes there's 1Xs that are really bad. Sometimes there are ones that are really good, like Graveler. The nice thing about this Foreverlocke as well is that you can... Any Pokemon that remains in your box that is alive, whether you're successful in your playthrough of getting into the Hall of Fame or not, you can transfer them to a new playthrough. And you can't just be like, oh, I'm starting my game, let's add this level 80 Arceus from the last game and sweep the game with it. We're not allowed to do that. We are, in terms of adding a Pokemon back, we can only add a Pokemon up to the level of either the next gym leader's ace, or the highest level Pokemon that's currently on our team that came from the current playthrough, such as your starter. So I started this game with Piplup, it became my Empoleon. Blissey, I believe, came from Brilliant Diamond, Egg in Hardhome City. Pachirisu was caught somewhere, Baneri was caught somewhere. Chimchar was from Legends Arceus, caught it on Ramanas Highland, and then Graveler, Shiny Graveler. Also Legends Arceus, one of my 4 shinies from Legends Arceus played. They never even broke the substitute. Battling is a deep and complex affair, but Blissey kicked your butt. Right, let's quickly pull up the Foreverlocke explanation. Foreverlocke explanation. Lids, the creator of the Foreverlocke, has made a super clear and well animated bunch of different scenes from different games. Really good video to show what the Foreverlocke is about. And it's that video that went semi-viral and found my my partner's YouTube suggested feed. They were like, Auka, look, this is crazy Pokemon challenge. Haha, no one would ever do this. Look at me now, over 2 years later, still doing it. I'm having so much fun with this challenge because it forces you into using Pokemon or strategies that you wouldn't normally use. And there's some Pokemon that I've never used in a playthrough, strategies that I don't often get to use that are really interesting. Okay, let's get things. Let's save first. What's this one? Yes. Okay, let's change a few things around. Grass Knot is somewhere here, yeah, there. Think you get Grass Knot instead of Flamethrower. Does that put Grass Knot at 9 PP because that was what Flamethrower was at? I wonder. I do have a couple of Ethers, Elixirs, and then I think 3 or 4 Leopard Berries. Squibble has Grass Knot. Firebug, just in case, has Grass Knot as well. And just because of that, where is Miracle Seed? Do I even have Miracle Seed? Do I have Metal Plate? Yes. Metal Plate to Firebug. Just in case I use it. The rest, I believe, is fine. The setup against Bertha is a little scarier because Quagsire has a physical move that it can use. It has Toxic as well, so I kind of want to start with Substitute. No, we go to 20, so we can just keep relearning moves to get the power points back as well. Although we do have limited PP usage. I kind of want to start Substitute to be safe for Toxic, but we have full restores. For that. So I'm actually going to start with Minimize. So hopefully dodge Earthquakes. And if it does even with Earthquake, let's see how much it does. Bertha was the 1E4 member that killed one of my Pokemon in Brilliant Diamond. Although I was setting up with a Xatu and I forgot that Golem had Sturdy. I was just setting up with Xatu and then was like sweeping with it with stored power. I think it had Calm Mind into stored power. Forgot Golem had Sturdy and then I got Stone Edged into my face. And then luckily, Togetic, one of my 1Xs, was able to deal with Cynthia, although that was after a massive X item setup. But we're gonna try the setup again, slightly different order. I'm gonna save my throat. Perfect start in that sense. Saw that we're going for Toxic, so I substituted first, and I'm safe for next Earthquake. I don't allow myself to use X items anymore, but if I have moves like Swords Dance, or Agility, or Dragon Dance, or even Minimize, I feel okay with using it. Double Team or Minimize feels a bit eh, but I'm generally okay with it, especially because most Pokemon don't learn Minimize, which is double evasion boost. Double Team is usually just one, so it takes longer. I'm okay with using status moves. It's a lot more strategic in that sense, instead of just give them all cool attacking moves and X item all the time. Okay, so let's see if Earthquake breaks a substitute. It does, so it's more than a quarter damage. And it didn't break through maximum evasion there. However, I go first, so unless they hit so many substitutes in a row. I mean, so many earthquakes in a row to break through substitute. Because then eventually the life points. I'm not playing you yet. The HP I pay for substitute will catch up to me. Trying Toxic again. It's smart against Felicity, but no. I'm not doing that. I'm not allowing it. I know my maximum minimized because it's at 10, so that's 2 times 3 off. Now we go Calm Mind until we hit 8. And then we'll throw on an Elixir just in case I need to switch out Blissey in a future battle. And do Calm Mind boost multiple times. I have wondered, ever since Affection was introduced, in a sense that it also, at higher enough levels, gives extra evasion, a higher crit chance, stuff like that. If it crits, and it gives you the message, oh, it crit because it loved you, or it dodged something because it heard your shout, like here, does that mean that was a dodge because it was just a random dodge because it's my high evasion in this case? Or is it would it have hit, but is the Affection boost with extra evasion causing it? Every single dodge I have, and have had with Blissey on minimize, has been the Affection thing. So at least in BDSP, I am fully convinced that while Affection is high enough, that it would allow you to dodge extra, but once you're at that stage with your Pokemon, any dodge is the "oh my god, it loves you" message. Even if the dodge is because of the opponent using something inaccurate like Focus Blast. Them having lowered accuracy because of Sand Attack, or you higher because of Minimize. I was about to start damaging you. What is this about? You gonna try Toxic again now? It's not gonna work. Substitute. Bertha's Pokemon could have Sturdy, only one of them does, which is Golem. Sudowoodo doesn't, it's making use of Rockhead because it has 2 recoil moves. Which is smart. Head Smash is big, Double Edge is good damage. There's only one fighting move in the entire team, but most Pokemon do use physical moves. And they need to hit through my evasion twice to even deal damage to me, or continuously while I'm setting up substitutes to maybe make me run out of HP eventually. As long as I'm faster, I can set up substitute again, and they'll probably miss a couple times. Helps that these Pokemon are heavy. Also, there's a Hippowdon coming up. Bertha's Ace. Sandstorm actually, I think, deals damage skipping the substitute. And then just using Grass Knot on a Hippowdon gives me flashbacks from the Metronome tournament. But this video, actually, in terms of YouTube, will be up before that Metronome video. Just pay attention to the quarterfinal matches of the Metronome tournaments. There's something... The quarterfinal matches are so good. They've all been recorded. There are a good amount of people watching them on stream, and they are so exciting. I was cash. Alright, go. Let me go one hit. What are you gonna do? You ruined it. Is this what we're gonna do? We're gonna sturdy stall with healing items? I'm just gonna hit you again. Yeah, this is, okay. Golem actually hit with a critical? What? That's not okay. I'm supposed to be behind the substitute the entire fight. How dare you? I'm not gonna risk being hit by a critical earthquake or whatever. I'll just set up the substitute again. There's a Powdon. Hello. I don't like how in BDSP it goes dark, probably to show you the sandstorm better, but the sand doesn't actually come in until it's light again. So what's the point of it making it dark? We're exactly 500 HP. It's pretty nuts. Oh yeah, birth it down. I did think as I was doing my playthrough, even when I was at the early gyms, so I was at gym 3 and I just had my Blissey, I realized, okay, so what if my team would make it to the E4 as it is? I didn't expect it to. I expected multiple deaths, but that didn't happen. So I thought, okay, how do I deal with Cynthia? How do I deal with every E4 member? I had odds to Aaron, and for Aaron, you also have a big level advantage. I had Graveler, I had Chinchar, I had Empoleon with Ice Beam for some of them, and then Blissey happened. Blissey is amazing. But I expect that Blissey would probably be the answer to most opponents. However, I also realized that now, and that's a risk that I'm taking, if Blissey were to ever go down, the rest of the fights, especially Lucian and especially Cynthia, are so much scarier. Because without Pinky, how in the world am I going to deal with Garchomp? Just Garchomp alone. Psycho Sausage is not as fast. Garchomp goes first with Earthquake, and that stab's super effective. Golden Girl survives the hit with Sturdy, sure, but what's it going to hit back with? Earthquake? The Garchomp's not going to go down from that. I'm in trouble if Blissey goes down. Blissey is a key member of this team. Okay, so we are going into Flint. We use a different strategy for that. I would like to open with Psycho Sausage, my Empoleon. Psycho Sausage, Empoleon named after one of the Foreverlocke Discord members. They wanted to be an Empoleon. But I'm actually going to open with Golden Girl. Can be super effectively hit with Iron Tail by their lead, but will for sure survive with Sturdy. I just want to set up Stealth Rock, specifically for their Infernape. That comes later, because I'm scared of that Infernape. But with Focus Sash broken, I can take him out. So the plan is send out Golden Girl, set up Stealth Rock, immediately switches Psycho Sausage because it resists every move that Rapidash will throw at me, except for Flame Charge, which is not going to do much. Heal up Golden Girl to full again to allow Sturdy to be active again. Deal with most of it with Psycho Sausage. Set up Workup in the meantime, because that is Workup. To make sure I can deal with Lopunny and Mirror Coat, because Mirror Coat's be scary. And then do Infernape with Graveler. Do I have a second Charm? No. Already put it in the order. Okay, so fire back that. Squirrel, I'm fine with having choice specs on. Oh yeah, I was gonna put a new move on Blissey. Every battle will change. Grass Knot's not gonna be great here. I don't expect to use Blissey here. The only one that I'm not. How about Psychic on for this one? Super effectively hits Infernape, is resisted by Steelix, but Steelix is probably the easiest one to defeat. That or Rapidash. The Steelix doesn't actually have Earthquake. So I can safely use Empoleon. Okay, I was gonna use an Elixir. Is an Elixir in this one, or is that Medicine? In this one, okay. Oh, you get to see my shiny. Yo, trainer! Yep, me counting the days of my fingers, waiting for you to come. I heard from Faulkner what you did in Sunny Shore. You managed to light a fire in that guy's heart again. How could you not expect me to look forward to seeing you in battle? Go shiny! Not the Rapidash, but my shiny! They know the plan. Hypnosis, that's not good. I didn't consider Hypnosis, even though that's clearly on their moveset. Oh, did that just get rid of the status because it loves me? I don't like that Affection does that, but it happens, so I guess I'll take it. Just miss, or just use that, or miss. Yeah, sure. Stand up, Stealth Rock. It's just there to. It's there for Infernape. I'm still at max HP. I don't even need heal. Psycho Sausage, your turn. I wonder when Infernape's gonna come out, though. All of Flint's remaining Pokemon after Rapinage, except for Drifblim, have a super effective move against me. Lopunny has High Jump Kick, Steelix has Thunder Fang, Infernape has Thunder Punch Close Combat and Mach Punch. So I wonder which one to send. Lopunny is the only one that isn't weak to one of Empoleon's types. So we might send out Lopunny first. And Lopunny is the main reason why I'm using Workup. I barely ever use Workup with Attack Massage just put out the adventure. And if I used it, it was once or twice, just to ensure a KO. But I want to make sure I don't take Mirror Coat lightly. Mirror Coat be scary. After 6 workouts, I'll get 4 times damage. Which means I can one-shot the Lopunny as long as a regular Surf, which will be my strongest move, would have KO'd it. And I would have done at least 25% without a boost, which I definitely expect. I expect normal Surf to be 3/4-ish, but I have 17 levels on that Lopunny, and then 4 times damage. I think I'll be okay. Alright, who's next? It is Lopunny, as expected. But I have big boosts, also Stealth Rock damage, I already forgot about that. Make absolutely sure, is Golden Girl fully healed? Yes, 185. We go in there with Surf. I like how they're not sending out Infernape. Are they intentionally using their ace last? Because it doesn't make sense for me to have Rippling here instead of Inferny. I'll allow it, but it just seems weird. I don't think Cynthia uses Garchomp last. Like maybe because they have fancy Pokeball, the ball capsule animation. Helps if I put my microphone on. They're babies. They don't evolve. I didn't find Everstones the entire time I was in the Grand Underground. Okay. Now we heal up. We'll restore you. The rest of the HPs are fine. We can use Pinky again. Pinky having Psychic is probably not the smart move, though. Shadow Ball would be great if they didn't have Girafarig. So I'll go Flamethrower again. I have one more Flamethrower. I intentionally got two of a lot of useful TMs for Pinky. Thank you, Vilstone Department Store, for just selling stuff like Flamethrower and Psychic. Making them easily available. Psychic, Flamethrower, yep. And then Fire Butt. We'll stick with the Golden Girl, yeah. Bun Bun doesn't have Muscle Band, there's not much else I can do with it. Squirrel... I am taking its choice specs off for this fight, because U-Turn might come into play, especially against Alakazam, and Light Screen might as well, and I don't want it to be stuck in that. So, Light Clay if I have it. I don't think I do. No, and that guy's Silver Powder to boost U-Turn. Power Point should be alright. Need to remember that Calm Mind starts not at maximum. Yeah, we're good. Still no deaths. Is this gonna be my first Deathless Sinnoh run? That would be nuts. Ah, your time to arrival well. I've just finished reading a book, you see. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lucian. I am a user of psychic types. I must say, you've already proven yourself to be outstanding by coming this far. They say I'm the toughest of the Elite Four. I'm afraid I'll have to go all out against you to live up to that reputation. Blissey and the minimize strategy is not something I came up with early on. I think it learns minimize by level up as either Rapini or as Chansey, I think. And then the idea just came to me. Sometimes you have difficult fights coming up, but you plan to just, I'll make use of the high special defense against some sweepers and maybe do something with Blissey. We'll see. Well, you know the details. Sometimes you learn a move. Pokemon tries to learn just a random move that you normally don't use. And they're like, oh my god, this is great. Like with Blissey and Minimize, that I suddenly thought, wait, this could be a big thing. Similar thing in Ultra Sun, was it playthrough 16? Where I caught an Inkay early on, before I had access to the PC, therefore Inkay had to be on the team. It was just an Inkay, it was not going to be Malamar. And it learned Topsy-Turvy at some point. The moment I saw Topsy-Turvy, a move that I normally never use, I thought, wait, that's a weapon against Ultra Necrozma. I can swap its Omni boost into an Omni stat drop. So then when I got to Necrozma, I put the Focus Sash on Inkay, dropped their stats, switched, check out Necrozma. It did crit once, so then I did check out the Wishy-Washy, which was unfortunate. Those not one get that one somehow. So sometimes seeing moves like that, it just works. Let's see if my substitute will even be broken. They have Stab Sidekick. Pretty sure stronger than Dustock, just Stab Bug Buzz. But they did lower my special defense twice, I think. Now we start attacking. I don't remember whether they have light screen up or not. Let's see how much damage this does. That has to be light screen up. Right? They have Trick Room as an option as well for on 2 of their Pokemon. That'd be interesting. Here's the scary one. But it's only really scary when I use High Jump Kick when I'm not on Substitute. What if I use High Jump Kick but it misses? Is it gonna try to? Please don't KO, but then they High Jump Kick miss, please. Yes. Okay, now High Jump Kick and miss because it minimize. Miss. Good. Crash yourself. Bye bye. Sorry, you're setting up against me. I have 6 Calm Minds, 3 Minimize, and a Substitute. Sure, give it a try. I suppose that is the best I can do. Just set up, hope I don't KO it. I don't use the correct moves for some reason, and then they hit and crit multiple times. They will get more damage out of it than acid blockers. And that's how Pinky took evolution. Just Cynthia remains now. And she has a type varied team. That plus the levels makes her the most scary fight. Which you can't expect. She's the champion after all. But some champions do use a type theme, like Wallace. Or to an extent, like Steven. Alright, let's heal, let's fully get ready. HP, I'm good with. Elixir, Sausage. Max selects Pinky. Golden Girl used 2 moves. Sure. 1 PP on Earthquake. The rest hasn't even been used. Okay, how am I gonna set this up? I think I'll put the choice specs back on Pachirisu. Just in case it has to fight against something like Milotic, it might be able to KO it with Stab, Choice Spec, Super Effective Thunderbolt to get around Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat I do have to watch out for because it's scary. Even with Blissey's high HP stat. So I need to make sure that if Blissey is still active by the time Milotic comes out, I am behind a Substitute when I attack. I generally do that with any Pokemon anyway, but especially with Milotic. I should be able to very safely set up against their lead. And then I just attack from there. Speaking of that, where's Dazzling Gleam? I'm going with Dazzling Gleam because it super effectively hits Garchomp. It'll super effectively hit Spiritomb. There's no move that I can use something like Thunderbolt or Ice Beam that doesn't get resisted by some awkward Pokemon. Ice Beam really destroys Garchomp, although he does have the Yachi Berry equipped, which actually means that with Empoleon I couldn't even KO him the normal way. So I really need Blissey to work, otherwise I'm screwed. I wanted to teach Empoleon Agility just in case as a backup of Garchomp. Turns out Agility is a breeding move and not a level up move, so I couldn't even do the move relearner on Empoleon. I was going to teach Psycho Sausage Earthquake, I think, for this fight. Yes. I have a TM for Earthquake, which I'm going to put on Psycho. I don't expect there to be any setup or safe setup for Milotic. No, for Empoleon, except maybe against Milotic. Then I could set up. But then I'm still, even if I'm 10 or almost 10 levels higher than Cynthia's Pokemon, I'm scared that I'm not going to be faster than them. And then something like Lucario with Stab Aura Sphere with Wise Glasses can super effectively hit me. I just want to be able to make sure I can take him out. And what if I fight Lucario with Empoleon before Milotic comes out? I just want to make sure I can hit them all. Actually, Gastrodon can't be hit by... Actually, do I still have a TM for Grass Knot left? Flash Cannon isn't super effective against any of them. Ice Beam is the move against Garchomp and Rose Raid. And Gastrodon, because Surf won't hit it due to Storm Drain. It's, for now, Surf against Lucario Spiritomb. Milotic is a problem. So I got rid of Flash Cannon for Earthquake, actually. Just so I have that workup still possible, just in case he's against Milotic. The hope is I just Blissey set up and do it the same as I did against Lucian, Aron, and Bertha. But I want to have the backups ready. Do I still have a Grass Knot, or am I out of Grass Knot? I still have one Grass Knot. That would be my answer to Gastrodon. Although I have Firebutt and Squirrel who also have the move. Ice Beam is definitely for Garchomp. For Rose, I'd need to keep it. Surf is just a good move, which I would use only against Lucario and Spiritomb, though. Although, I would use Earthquake against Lucario, and I wouldn't be out to Spiritomb. I'm actually going to get rid of Surf. Yeah, because I'm not going to use Empoleon against Spiritomb. And for Lucario, I have Earthquake. Yeah, I'll get rid of Surf. I'll get rid of the two stab moves on Empoleon. It's going to look really weird on my Hall of Fame screen, seeing Empoleon without Flash Cannon or Surf. Right, any cool item we can still teach? Chimchar. Actually, what does Chimchar even have? I forgot. What do these ones have that we haven't even used? Don't know what Grass Knot, Light Screen. I do still have Light Screen, but I didn't expect to use it. Some nice moves, I guess. Would have liked to have that Focus Sash, but the guy en route to whatever, south of Sandgem, close to where the Pal Park is, Raminus Park. He didn't give me the right levels enough to get to the Focus Sash this playthrough. I just got the first belt, and the Focus Sash is the third item you got from him. Golden Girl can survive a hit, so that'll help for some safety. I can at least get a hit off on Garchomp in case Blissey strat fails. Rose Raid, Flamethrower, Gastrodon will be Grass Knot, Lucario will be Flamethrower, Milotic, maybe Grass Knot? Garchomp would be, I don't know, so I probably won't use I taught it Acrobatics, I don't think I ever used it, maybe once just because I felt like seeing animation. I don't think I have anything new for Chimchar that would really help in the fight. Again, don't expect to use Chimchar. And they don't learn Toxic anymore, it's not as easy as in the first 7 gens. Okay. This is gonna be the squad. Let's go. Cynthia time. We're gonna get my first deathless run in Sinnoh and BDSP of all games. 1 pre-E4 death in Pearl, 1 in post-game, but I'll count it as 1 death for what happened in the main game before Hall of Fame. Brilliant Diamond had 2, surprising, which is very surprising. That was with X items. Platinum had 13, 15, something like that, including 5 in the E4. Most against Cynthia, and I very nearly had a loss there. But Cynthia, I'm about to sweep you with a Blissey. Together, you and your Pokemon overcame all the challenges you faced, however difficult. It means you've triumphed over any personal weaknesses too. The power you learn, I can feel it emanating from you. And that's enough time. Let's get on with Wire here. As the Pokemon League champion, I accept your challenge. Spiritomb has 4 damaging moves. The only one that's physical is Sucker Punch, which is not going to do anything while I set up. So really they can only use Psychic and Dark Pulse. The Shadow Ball doesn't hit normal attacks. Only one other weak to Dazzling Gleam in this Garchomp. Roserade's gonna resist it, but I'll be okay against Roserade. Lucario has Aura Sphere, so that can certainly hit through my minimizes, but I do have to boost the special defense. Also, I have high power now. Bye, Lucario. Who's next? There's nothing else with a super effective move. That's one of two Pokemon you have left with a physical move. Both of them have Earthquake. Dazzle, Dazzle! Survive? Wow. Yeah, Milotic will for sure survive that. I do need to make sure I have Dazzling Gleams left by the time I get the Garchomp. Although I guess I could just use a Leopard Berry to be safe. Yeah. I'll just put an Ether or a Leopard Berry or whatever on before I get to the big guns. Garchomp was probably going to be last. That might be the best strategy she has. PowerPoint stalling, even with a few healing items. She knows that 4 moves. She knows Rosa is going to take less damage from that. On the next turn, I'm going to wait a moment with selecting my move to hopefully the camera will move in such a way that we see the substitute doll from the front. Because I want to take a screenshot of that. Oh, fire bet to 71. We'll probably all get another level up. That's Rose, right? I'm gonna wait a sec with choosing a move, see if the camera pans, and then I see the substitute off in the front. Fully, please. Not just the top. I know you're looking for the size of Blissey. I'm amazing, yeah. I'll try one more. I don't think the angle's right because it's still looking for the size of Blissey instead of the size of the doll. I've seen Cynthia. She looks great. Yeah. Could have done it there, but I wasn't picking up. Seen Rosa. Can I see my own Pokemon, please? You've seen a shot of my Pokemon once. Okay, I give up. Attack. See how much this does resistant. Hot. Don't normally use Aethers in fights. I think one time I did it against a champion because I forgot to use Elixirs and Max Elixirs and Aethers and stuff before champion. You usually use them before champion to fully heal up. One of them has Mirror Code, and one of them is the famous Garchomp. The infamous Garchomp. Pinky's done so much that Pinky's now a level higher than Cyclops, even though they started at the same spot. I expect Melodic will survive. It might do 2/3 damage, but I'm on substitute, so we'll should be fine. The only way we're not is if they survive with less HP, Mirror Coat would somehow go through my move, but they don't even use Mirror Coat. So we're good. I believe it's now Garchomp versus the plushie for the championship. Come at me. Oh, you've been put into a corner because I have Flipsy. Sometimes you have a Pokemon that has such good stats. That have a specific stat or stats that stand out. And you just make so much use of that. In Gen 2, the really high defense of Steelix is super useful. Georgia for a plushie, who would win? I'm updating the Foreverlocke Discord as I go along. It's super effective. Garchomp has good stats, but I expect Garchomp to go down here. Is this the move? Deathless and Sinnoh? Deathless and Sinnoh, Pinky MVP. Pinky beat Gym Leader 5, 6, 7, 8 on her own. Aaron, Bertha, Lucian, Cynthia. Only against Flint did she not show up. Just a few minutes ago, you were the most powerful challenger. And just now, you became the most powerful of all trainers. You are now our newest champion. No, Bun Bun, you still can't evolve. It's just a baby. The same for you, Firebutt. I'll use you and Squirrel and Bun Bun in a fight after the credits, just to have actually shown and used you. That was excellent. Truly an outstanding battle. You gave the support your Pokemon needed to maximize their power, and you guided them with certainty to secure victory. You have both passion and calculating coolness. Together, you and your Pokemon can overcome any challenge that may come your way. Those are the impressions I got from our battle. I'm glad I got to take part in the crowning of Sinnoh's new champion. Now then, step onto the lift. Okay, so next playthrough is going to be Pokemon Scarlet. The Switch 2 comes out tomorrow. Or in 2 days. Maybe by the time I get to the finale I have a Switch 2. I don't know yet. But if I then just use the upgraded Scarlet, it would look really good from what I've seen so far. The room ahead is the Hall of Fame. Savannah, your last battle was splendid. I have to make Hall of Fame Deathless. I forgot how many Deathless runs I'm at, but to get one of BDSP I did not expect. Savannah, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Your names will be recorded for posterity. What you are leaving are the memories of your adventure so far. It's time to record your names. You and your Pokemon. Remember, your Pokemon are partners that grew with you through many challenging battles. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement with the 6 that have been with you from the start of your adventure. Takes me from 205 to 211 Hall of Famers. Let's hear the music. Pinky the MVP! Psycho Sausage, another Foreverlocke history member in the Hall of Fame. We got ourselves a Squirrel. We got Bun Bun. Golden Girl, Shiny Hall of Fame. And Fire Butt! We get 2 starters in the Hall of Fame. That's how we do it, baby! I timed that screenshot well. Plus 6 new Hall of Famers. That's so cool. Always like to complete a game, but to do Deathless and in a difficult playthrough as BDSP is. Hell yeah, Blissey. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. That was, in terms of battles, they weren't that exciting, I suppose, for this one. With me just using substitute, minimized, calm mind, full setup on 4 of them. But the fact that I beat a grand total of 21 Pokemon with just Blissey is pretty exciting. Took out 4 with Empoleon, Graveler took 1 out. Both Stealth Rock and the Earthquake on Infernape came from Graveler. These are really nice credits. I like them. I don't think there's a lot in postgame that I want to do. There's nothing that I want to catch. Might grab an item or 2, get a few more TMs so I can teach the... Actually, no, I didn't capture anything this playthrough, so... Maybe there's the occasional TM I can teach to a Pokemon that came from a recent... That's a Shield playthrough that is technically also BDSP legal. Just in case I use it in a BDSP in the future. Because they have different learn sets in the different games. And even if you teach a Thunderbolt in BDSP and then you transfer it to Sword, it's not going to have that move in there anymore. Just in case I use it in BDSP, I'll do it. It's Rourke. When I still have my normal outfit. Does it truly show my outfit that I had there? There's not that many outfits to remember. It's not like there's so many customization options like in Gen 6 and 7. I went with the cheap Pikachu hoodie to start. I didn't talk to this guy about the statue. I did do a single contest. But I don't like Gen 4 contests, and now we don't even get to use moves, really. Not a fan. I did not use that outfit. I did go into the haunted house, though. That would be Celestic already? They're just showing the different outfits. I didn't have all of those. That's a very fitting one for Snowpoint. They just skipped from, oh, Gym 2 to Celestic to Snowpoint. Hi, Cynthia. Wasn't that the outfit I had in Brilliant Diamond? That's a fun outfit, too. It's cute. Maybe I'll use that one next time in BDSP. I said to myself, I want to beat every game at least once. And with this, I have beaten both Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I don't have to ever do BDSP again. But I might. If I feel confident enough in the Pokemon that I have in the game, I might. Just like how I might still do Legends Arceus again. Although, if I do it again, it'll be a lot later. Just in case more Pokemon die. Legends Arceus is a very different playthrough, but it was fun to do. It was very different to think about that in a strategic sense. When we get to Gen 8 again, we're back to Pokemon Sword. But maybe then we'll do Sword Shield a bunch, and then occasionally do BDSP. There's still Pokemon there that I could use. There's some Pokemon that are fun to play with. And there's some Pokemon that... a few Pokemon that are not in Sword and Shield, but are in BDSP. There's not that many, but there's some. And if I don't use them in BDSP, I have to send them to Gen 9. I already have to do so many Gen 9 playthroughs in the long run. So, maybe by doing a few BDSP runs extra safely for doing some Gen 9 runs, keep things interesting. Next playthrough, which you'll see probably for the first time next week, Wednesday, I assume. Just during the normal Foreverlocke stream. We're gonna do Pokemon Scarlet, which does include because it's Scarlet for me, the DLC, because I only have the DLC on Scarlet. Done Violet twice now, Scarlet once, but there's only 2 games in Gen 9, so we're back to Scarlet now. The intent is to go to Katie, level up to pretty much Katie's level, and beat Katie, I think the plan is to do it without EXP share, or the EXP share, the EXP charm. After Katie, go into Kitakami, play until the Ogre Ousting minigame, grab EXP charm, then forget Kitakami. Because I have Ogre Pawn, I have the Loyal 3, I have Petra Runt. I don't have to go back to Kitakami. I don't need to catch stuff there. Oh no, wait, no, we were gonna look at the intro. Redo that one become champion. No. Okay, I'll save, even though I should already be saved. Intro. Why is Barry running on the water? You're not a Suicune, dude. Oh, this looks cool. I haven't seen this in so long, probably since I played Shining Pearl myself in the regular playthrough. Oh, that's cool. Unless his lightning's a bit just stuff with Legends Arceus. I know this game, at least partially, was in development while Legends Arceus was. Speaking of Legends Arceus, let's go to the Canalave Library. Because there's something in there that Legend Arceus refers to. There's one mission in the post-game of Legends Arceus. Post-game in terms of after catching Dialga Palkia, so not after Fallout yet. But there is something. That it refers to as like, oh, some kind of book about like the sea's legend. I had no clue how to do that. I didn't understand what the mission was in the description of what Pokemon to use. So I decided for that specific mission to look it up. Turns out the answer is in the Canalave Library in BDSP only. So I think it's cool, but without that knowledge, like, how are you gonna know? Maybe if I play through the Legends Arceus fully again at some point, maybe I'll try and get to that part again. Just to see how, like, the exact words come up. Hey, it's our MVP. Okay, let's pull up this. Just fly. Canalave City's not that far. There's a mission, I think, called the Sea's Legend or something. Where you get, once you complete the mission, you get Manaphy, and I think you can catch Fiona as well. And there's a bunch of books here in the library with a bunch of different stories. Some just say words, some are actual stories. Is it here? Yes, this is the one. The Sea's Legend. It's a text that was only recently discovered, and its ancient letters were decoded. So it's from a long time ago. Isui? Perhaps? Like, if you would just read this, it would just be a book that they added for some fun lore, those little things that are nice to add into games sometimes. But this actually has meaning in Legends Arceus. Once upon a time, in the East Sea, there was a Pokemon known as the Prince. A brave human asked Pokemon living in the sea to let them see the Prince. Mantark, Buizel, and a Coolfish with huge spikes acknowledged the human's bravery and joined them. Together they set off in a boat over the sunset-streaked sea, sailing through the ocean gate stretched over the waves. News of this reached the ears of the prince, who went to meet the brave little party at the Seaside Hollow. What is the Seaside Hollow? They capitalize it, it's important. It's not just a Seaside Hollow, it's the Seaside Hollow. Now let's read through it again. But I translated to Legends Arceus. Once upon a time in the East Sea, the sea on the east of Sinnoh. The east side past, like, Veilstone, past Storia, to where later on, maybe Sunny Shore would be built. It's like that kind of area. The Pokemon was known as a prince. Manaphy, I believe, is known as the Prince of the Sea. A brave human, which will be the player character, asked Pokemon living in the sea to let them see the prince. Mantark, Buizel, and a Coolfish with huge spikes. Coolfish, Buizel, and Mantark all exist in the game, although it is Hisui and Coolfish in Legends Arceus. Coolfish and Hisui and Coolfish both don't have that big of spikes. But Overquill does. BDSP, I believe, came out before Legends Arceus. So they weren't going to say Overquill, because that would be spoilery to a Pokemon that would exist in that game. However, if you take a Coolfish, but a Hisui and a Coolfish, and you evolve it, it becomes bigger and has huge spikes. So what this is telling you, when you read this as a Legends Arceus player, you take a Mantark, a Buizel, and an Overquill into your party. And 3 others that you just want to have. They acknowledge the human's bravery and join them, as in, they are in your party. Together they set off on a boat. Not a boat, but you surf on the back of a Basculegion, which is your water ride Pokemon in Legends Arceus, over the sunset-streaked sea. So it's on the sea, at the sunset, so specific time of day, sailing through the ocean gate stretched out over the waves. In the third area, the one where you have Lord Arcanine, where you get Basculegion, if you go follow all the path, there's a bunch of, like, looks a little bit like a hand at the end, in the bottom right of the map. And at the ends of it, you see this big arch, 2 giant rocks, that almost close at the top. I think one of the unknowns that you have to find is near us on one of those gates as well. But it's ocean, it's like a gate over the ocean, over the waves of the ocean. So, at sunset, surfing, specifically through that gate, with Overquill, Buizel, and Mantark in your party. News of this reached the ears of the prince, who went to meet the brave little princess. I don't remember exactly how it activates. Maybe you just get a, something happened, and then you're drawn to a certain place. Exactly what you're shown in that moment. But at that point, you can go to somewhat near where you are to surf around a little bit around the cliffs. And you can go to a place called the Seaside Hollow. And in there, you will find Manaphy and I believe 3 Fione, maybe 6 Fione, something like that. Yeah, that is the story of Legends Arceus, the story of Manaphy. The answer to that specific quest is in here. I'm gonna surf to the guy that can eventually give you Focus Sash. Although, no, actually, I'm gonna go see Lucas. Oh, the Elder? Later. Yes. Okay. The Elder maybe is gonna show me the Alga then. I'll go to her maybe later. I don't really want to do too many things. I do want to get a Focus Ash at some point, so maybe I'll just save near the guy's house and try to get the levels up in the next few days. The exact level that he asked for. I think it's Black Belt that he gives you, then Expert Belt, then Focus Ash on the 3rd time, and then cycle repeats. I love the animation for the water here. How it hits each other, how it keeps going after you jump out. I also just want to use Squirrel, Bun Bun, and Fireblood in battle. So that's also why I'm here. Thunderbolt. I don't want to level up because I shouldn't be leveling up. Sagosaurus is almost leveling up. I need to be careful of that. Because I shouldn't have these Pokemon in my party, legally speaking, for the Foreverlocke. I don't want to show them. I guess show their ball capsules that I only put on them right before the league or Gym Age or something like that. I think I did it at Sunny Shore because then I got some new stickers from the shop there from the market, and then there was a standard like the gym leader ball capsules that they have that I could use on site. I think that after I beat Vulcan, I set everything up, and I gave the Vulcan one to Pachirisu. I gave the Rourke one to Graveler. The only one that I already had was Empoleon. I did one for Empoleon pretty much as soon as I could. 3 blue bubbles, 3 pink bubbles, and it looked nice. The only one that I wasn't super big of a fan of was Baneri's. But I didn't want to spend too much time on the ball capsules. I did put a lot of time on the, well, a decent amount of time on the ball capsules in Brilliant Diamond. I haven't had one for every other Pokemon. For this one, I had one for Piplup, which later became Empoleon from the start. And then I didn't add any other ball capsules until after Vulcan. Acrobatics! Didn't even KO, because I have a Hell Knight. Flamethrower. Yeah. Thank you, Fire Butt. Hi, Pinky. Yeah, I'm also really happy, Pinky. We got into the Hall of Fame. Alright, this is the guy. Pretty sure he wanted level 37 today? Yeah. I have a level 36 in the box. The one level that he wanted me at some point, I think he wanted 62 or 64 at some point. A couple days ago, and then my Blissey happened to be at that exact level. Now, I have a 36 inside. This is 26 with normal levels here. And then I have 36 inside, which I caught back in Sword. Did level it up once just to get it. Save time. I might do that. I have a little bit of time before the day ends. Swiggle of 40, 99, and 46. Got that one in Sword. Chrome was from Brilliant Diamond. If it ever dies, I'm going to recatch the Alga in Hard Gold or Soul Silver by the Arceus event. Got the level 1 Giratina there now, and I'm going to get Palkia there too. Darkrai has been ready since the start of Brilliant Diamond to maybe jump in and fight Garchomp with, but not needed. Has some nice moves, including Ice Beam. Epic Bepic, one of the Foreverlocke Discord members, caught it in the Grand Underground. Probably in post-game. Peak, the shiny Starly, which is the future Staraptor. Caught that one in Kitakami, so that would have been in my first Scarlet playthrough. 24, I think it was. I have a regular Staraptor in Gen 4, so I'll probably use that, but this was an option. And then Mars, alongside Tiara, Reaper, and Alphamon, were 4 of the 6 Pokemon that I did the post-game with in Legends Arceus. Alphamon and Reaper both alphas, but you can't see that unless you're playing Legends Arceus. So they're high-level post-game mons that I could use in any Gen 8 game. And the Gib came from Gen 9. I used it in Gen 9, it was on my post-game team there. I did the Indigo Disc with it. It was my 2X. In this game, it doesn't have that fancy moves yet. I haven't taught it anything fancy. Same for Alphamon. Like, Alphamon has good moves in other games, but not on this one yet. And then the egg I still just have to get rid of. Because that's the free egg you get from Riley, I think. You have to accept it in Iron Island. That'll be it for today. Thank you very much for coming to watch the stream. 6 new Hall of Famers. I'll be back on stream probably on Saturday for either Mario Mon or continuing the Metro tournament, the Pokemon Battle Revolution. The only things I've yet to stream are the semifinals, bronze match, and grand finals. We're so close to the end of that. When this hits YouTube, we're probably in the middle of the quarterfinals airing there. So if you're watching stuff just on Twitch, don't spoil it for the YouTube watchers. Allow them to figure it out by themselves. Give them that excitement. Then next week, Monday, we're gonna do Mario Mon again. That's our usual Monday game now. Going to Chapter 5, which I believe is a Donkey Kong world. And then next week, Wednesday, Foreverlocke is back with the next game. Pokemon Scarlet. And then the playthrough after that, I'm just thinking about that one too, will be Pokemon Green. We're going Japanese with wacky sprites. But that's probably a couple weeks from now. Thank you very much for watching. And make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.